Hello everyone and welcome back to Indie Gamers. Yesterday I didn't pick up the phone. Let's pick up the phone this time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's see what happens when we pick up the phone. If you remember correctly, I disconnected the phone yesterday.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And that led to a corrupted
This was not the
game
correct way to
ending.
the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So let's just reach there fast.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Let's just go straight.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Let's get on that crane platform.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Now let's find out who that
This is it,
her
Stanley.
is.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Let's pick up the phone this time. Let's see what this leads to.
Oh,
This
Stanley,
is-
is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What the hell?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I really thought there was Stanley's wife.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh my god. Press V on your keyboard. Okay.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Please press U. Okay, let's press the U button.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Now please press N. Let's press it.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Please press 1 to watch TV. Where's the TV?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Please press 2 to spend time with the boys. Which boys?
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Okay, now I have to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Please press N to tell your kids a story. Where the hell are they?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Okay, now I have to tell my wife I love her. She doesn't look like anybody's wife, let alone Stanley's wife. But let's tell her we love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
Okay, she has been replaced
In
by
reality,
our desk.
all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
Now I have to go to sleep. So let's go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Please press 2 to be at work in the morning. Let's just wait. The narrator has told me to not push it. Let's just wait for a few seconds. And if nothing happens, I will just go ahead and press the 2 button. When that second pointer reaches the 6, I will press the 2 button. Unless something happens, once it reaches 6, I'm going to press the 2 button to go to work in the morning. Two, 1, 0. Let's just press it now.
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press L to question nothing. Now this has transformed into our office.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again.
How am I supposed to
and
die?
Stanley pushed a button. And I
Okay, Stanley has died. So this was one of the endings of the Stanley Parable. And let's do another one. Let's go ahead.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's go through this door. As the narrator is telling us to.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Okay, so this is the same one. Let's try starting again.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's go fast again.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, so this is another. Let's call an elevator. Let's go down. Okay, this elevator, where does it go? Okay, I had to push the button. I have come to know there is another ending. I know the route now, what it is. But
how wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Before the boss's door closes,
two open doors,
we have to get out for another ending.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's just go. Okay, it's very difficult, man. The thing you gotta do is just get out of this room before the door closes. So let's try again one more time, and if it doesn't, I will stop there and we'll try again tomorrow.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Shit! It's very difficult, man. Okay, so we'll stop here today. Let's try again tomorrow for that ending. Till then, subscribe to our channel. Bye bye.